Hey there YouTube, I'm Ryan Welton and welcome to my channel. Welcome to this first installment of How to Play the Piano for Beginners. It's the first of many lessons. If you've been on my channel at all or subscribed, thank you. You'll notice that I mostly write songs or perform covers. Thus far in 10 years, it's been all about me. I want to give back at this point. I want to provide something of value to the community, and the thing that I've been asked to do more than anything else probably in my entire adult life is, could you teach me how to play the piano? And I think I can, particularly for those of you who don't have a lot of time, for those of you who are busy, who are looking for some hacks, some easy ways to get in there. I'm not a classically trained instructor. A little bit of background about me, I learned to play from my father. My dad, he was a professional jazz musician. He studied under Tony Alessandrini at the Brooklyn Conservatory of Music way back in the World War II era. He played professionally for many years before settling down in Oklahoma and having his family. I was the firstborn, so he taught me how to play. He taught me with note cards. And then just like a punk kid, I got bored and decided that I didn't want to sit down or sit still for lessons. So he said, here are some notes, here are some chords, memorize them and come back. But what I learned along the way, or what I discovered, was the music of people like Billy Joel and Stevie Wonder. And I learned how to listen, and I learned how to mimic what they were doing on the piano. And that combination of learning the basics and learning how to listen and what to listen for really helped my growth as a piano player to explode in the 80s and the early 90s. Since then, I've written hundreds of songs, played for numerous bands, and now I would like to teach you how to play the piano. We're going to start at the very beginning, and I'm going to try to get to the point in all these videos. Number one, you want to pick a piano. You test drive these suckers like you would cars. If you're going to buy a baby grand piano, congratulations, you're rich. Awesome. But if you're going to buy a portable piano, you really want to test drive it for action, the weight of the keys, whatever feels good to you. There's no wrong answer. I prefer medium action. I don't want it to be so heavy that my fingers get bogged down in the keys. On the other hand, I don't want it to be so light that it's slippery. It's also important that you're able to fit your portable piano inside your car, particularly if you're going to perform anywhere. I have a Honda CR-V, and my Yamaha S90 can fit horizontally from back to front pretty easily. So, you know, if you're driving a Ford Focus or something like that, you're going to want to make sure that your piano can fit in your car. Test drive it. Make sure that it feels comfortable to your fingers. Also, you're going to need an amp or a good pair of headphones. I think it's important to invest in a decent pair of headphones. You want to sound good. It'll be good for the esteem. And then you won't annoy your housemates or your neighbors or whatnot. But I have an amp. I have a Roland amp. It's a performance amp. Pick a piano. Pick one that's good for you in terms of action. And then get a good set of headphones or an amp. And then decide what kind of pianist you want to be. I mean, we're getting to the point. You're a performer now. Do you want to be somebody who just plays the hits off the radio? Somebody who can play All of Me by John Legend? Or do you want to be a classically trained pianist? If you want to be a classically trained pianist, I will tell you, I'm probably not the guy for you. I don't have a certification. I've just played for 4 decades. And I've played mostly by doing. I'm going to show you shortcuts. I'm going to show you hacks. I'm going to show you things that your piano teacher doesn't want you to see. But I think it will get you onto a road of happiness musically, and you'll be able to show off in front of your buddies on the weekend. So, first couple of things, pick a piano, pick an amp, decide what kind of pianist you want to be, and then commit to a practice schedule. It doesn't have to be every day, maybe a couple times a week, but commit to practicing on the piano and commit to learning how to listen, properly listen. I'm going to record a video at some point very soon that will teach you how to listen. And the number one thing about listening is learning how to listen to the bass line in all of your favorite songs. Because the first lesson today is going to be to memorize all the notes on a piano. And then it will be memorize all the chords that are available to you and the scales. We'll get into that. But to be able to recognize chords on the fly, particularly if you're going to learn how to play by ear, you gotta focus your ear on the bass line of any song, because that will clue you in as to what chord is being played. So you're going to want to be an active listener, learning how to listen to the melody and to the song itself while being able to focus one ear on that bass line. So those are the basics. You're going to want to pick out a piano that's good for you. Good action. It can fit in your car. Get a decent amp and some headphones. You're going to want to figure out what kind of pianist you want to be, and if you're the type of person who wants to learn how to play a little Billy Joel or your favorite pop song on the weekend, I'm the perfect guy for you. And then you want to commit to a practice schedule and really start focusing on listening. And then last but not least, you're going to want to memorize the notes. What you're going to do, it's no theory, no chords, nothing fancy. We're going to go over to my piano. You're going to memorize these notes. Don't come back for lesson 2 until you memorize the notes. Leave a comment, ask questions, subscribe, share this with your friends, whatever you'd like to do. Just know that over the next several weeks to a year or so, we're going to learn how to play the piano together. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hey everybody, this is my Korg Triton. It's an 88 key keyboard. It's where I do a lot of my sequencing, a lot of production work. And then this is my Yamaha S90. It's my player piano. I've had this for almost 20 years now, and almost 30 years for that. These things will last a long time if you take care of them. So let's get into our first lesson. Let's learn the notes on a piano. All right, are you ready for your first lesson? Well, all of the notes from today's lesson will be in the Show More area of this video, and I'll also post an in-depth blog on ryanwelton.com. It'll be called How to Play the Piano for Beginners, Lesson 1. So you'll be able to refer to that, look at that, and then watch this, because I'm not going to get too terribly close up, but I will be able to show you what we're doing. And the only thing we're doing today is learning the notes on a piano. While the notes on a piano start with A, really everything revolves around the C on a piano. And mostly it revolves around middle C. On full pianos, you have 88 keys. On some pianos, smaller pianos, you'll have 61. But on this one, we've got 88. So the first thing you want to do as a beginner is find middle C. Middle C, that's the sun and the universe revolves around it. In this case, here's middle C. Whoops. That's middle C. You'll want to memorize this pitch. Bum, boom, doom, doo. This will be good for later lessons where you're picking out songs by ear. If you always know where C is in your head and on the piano, it'll make it a lot easier to pick out songs. Trust me on that. Learn C. Do, do, do. Now, let's start with the white notes. You got C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. These are absolutes, what they call naturals. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. All right? Notice it repeats, repeats, repeats. We're just focused on right here, right? C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. You'll even get to the point where you'll know where you are on the piano by the feel of the key. Think about players who don't have sight, like Stevie Wonder and Ronnie Milsap. They know how the piano feels. So kind of look at the shape of the key. Notice that the C looks a little bit like an L, and that the E looks a little bit like a D. That the F also looks like an L, like the C, and that all these notes have their own shape. But mostly think about the sound. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. The black keys are relative to the white keys. If the white keys are absolute, the black keys are relative. They are either sharp or flat. Technically the white keys are also, but I'm trying to teach you a shortcut here. These two notes right here above C, D, and E, this first one is either C sharp or D flat. It's usually referred to as C sharp, but as piano teachers will tell you, it's all relative to key signature. I want to make this easy. This is C sharp. This is E flat. This is F sharp, A flat, B flat. But this is also A sharp. This is also G flat. That's also G flat. I'm sorry, G sharp, G flat. That's also D sharp. Am I confusing you? I'm confused, right? Let's make it easy. C sharp, E flat, F sharp, A flat, B flat. Along with your C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Those are the notes. Memorize them. be able to go to any note on this keyboard and say A flat, D flat, F sharp, but be able to call them by each of their names. Know that this is D flat and C sharp. Know that this is D sharp and E flat. Know that this is G flat and F sharp, G sharp and A flat, and know that this one is A sharp and B flat. If you know that, if you can memorize that, if you truly know it, and if you can memorize C, do, do, no note, do, do, it makes it real easy to find D in your head. Do, do. See where I'm going? If you want to learn how to play by ear, memorize the notes in your head and on the keyboard. That is your first lesson in a nutshell. Piano teachers may throw me out into the garbage, but I'm telling you, if you want to learn fast, just learn these notes. You'll be well on your way. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Check the show notes for more information. Check my blog. I'll have the lesson written out. You can print it off and just use that as a guide. And subscribe if you will. I know I have a lot of original music and cover songs, and I'm doing a lot of stuff that's self-indulgent out on my channel. But I hope you like it, particularly if you're a fan of late 70s, early 80s music. And my promise to you is I'm going to give back a little with these piano lessons. And you ask questions, I'm going to provide you with answers and show you how to do things that you want to learn how to do. Leave your comments below and let's see where this goes. Let's have some fun.